Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is another installment in Learning from the Pros. For this episode, we're going to look at the Bluebonnet, which comes from the Bricktanicals line from BRICKCRAFT. This is how the box looks. It comes in a rather sturdy cardboard. And let's get started. There we go. Final build. Okay. Nope. There we go. Okay. So instead of a booklet, they have pulled out, which, if my memory serves correctly, it's what the older Lego sets came in terms of the instructions. So this is like memory lane. Wait, where are we at? This. Here we go. Okay, nice snug fit here, and then enough to poke and get that one. Okay, nothing loose, and that. Very nice. We need to attach these to this. Interesting. Because then that's how they connect. Okay, I would have thought to go directly to this in some fashion, but I think these were, again, well, let's say, the company may not be 100% dedicated to botanical stuff, but these were available in other sets, so that's how they incorporated into this particular Bluebonnet set. And then let me look carefully at this. There's one correct one. Oh, it's the correct orientation. Yes. Did I do it correctly? Oh, I need to add that stalk here. Okay, very good. There. Okay, so far everything's feeling snug, nothing too tight, nothing too loose. Oh, now I'm going to do something 16 times. Which is okay. Yeah, I guess it's a fine instruction to do this, put this here 16 times. I'll put it there. I think in other flower sets it was do 4 at a time and then attach it to the flower. Let's see if this is a better method. I have done a other botanical flower, a bouquet, and then other long stem roses from BRICKCRAFT as an examination. My first one's into how companies build their flowers from plastic bricks. And one of the things that stood out for me from the bouquet that came from the Lego line, it was actually hard on my fingers and hands because it was doing something minute detail repeatedly. So it was a recommendation to do a flower a day or, do it in a group or with somebody else. But it's kind of taxing. It was taxing on my fingers to do it all. Not even on one day. It was a bag, so it was 2 or 3 flowers a day, and so that was still kind of tough for me. But again, it was a while since I've been with Lego or plastic bricks of any kind, and uh, maybe I'll get another bouquet set to see how that one goes. If it's just a lot to ask for to do a bouquet. And that's 15. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yep. One more. Let's make sure. There's 4, 4, and an 8. Okay. And then they are attached only on the bottom row. Will they fit? Oh, only eight of them, yeah. Because these segments only have 8. Then the top row. So I wonder why maybe they get in the way of each other? If anything, okay, this just came out. I wasn't really planning for it, but offset from the bottom row, then they fit like that. I guess if you do them both times, you might not be as lucky to get it like that right away, and then you have to adjust a bit more. Okay. It's looking more, yeah, it's slight tilt up because it was looking more cylinder than conical. There we go. It's like a slight tilt. And that's almost halfway there. Wow, okay. And what is this? In some fashion like that. One of the things I do appreciate is the possibility of posing each individual piece. For example, if anybody gets a lot of Bluebonnets, how many ways can you make them variable? So that way they don't look like carbon copies, but maybe ever so slightly have a chance of them looking natural and saying they're slightly different. So all the ways that all the hinges here help with that. But I'm also wondering if they're going to introduce the possibility of altering colors. Because not every petal is the same shade even though they're on the same flower. Let's see. There we go. Has to be aligned ever so right. Okay, now these have no choice but to be perfectly parallel to the stem. They can rotate in this fashion. And then let me make sure. I need to push it in because there's another one coming in. Oops. Okay. Now, truthfully, I have not seen a bluebonnet up close, and I wonder, and I have to go by picture to see if this is, the best approximation of what a little flower is on the bluebonnet. Because I thought there would be a little bit more outward, but looks the slight detail here does create the illusion that it's a little bit deeper than what it is. And then we're gonna get this with upright. Okay, so that kind of helps. Approximately there. I wonder why in pinwheel fashion and not radial. Because both can, if they're evenly spaced, they should offset each other okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, and then, okay, so by pinwheel, let's see if I make it like that. I put it there, so it's offset there. That's my take on what that structure is. Just a closer look there. So this is on that stud, and then on this side is on this stud. So they are staggered. Like that. Now place them on the bottom row first. 4 of these fins. And then on the top row, I forgot to put the cover. There. And then I guess close them up. But leave enough room for this. I put this first. Because I'm not sure how well this is going to fit in between the claw pieces. Okay. Then they fit in the center here. And then there we go. And I have extra pieces to extend it a bit, and this also helps with creating variety of height and how each flower can look a little bit different. Probably won't see this if you put it in a vase or box. But okay, so that completes the Bluebonnet. It looks okay. And so I think this is the largest picture they have here. I would say, it's kind of lumpy in terms of here's thicker, thinner, and then goes, it suggests it goes out because it gets thinner again and then it bulges out because of these fins. Whereas, you know, real flower is not so predictable. Huh. I wonder if just rearranging the layers will help, and how that looks. And I'm just wondering if there's a way so it's not so exact in terms of here. I wonder how this would look if some of these fins were white, because there's white here, and some of these were blue. And then it's up to the builder to decide, you know, where those go. This part looks fine. It has, you know, stars to suggest a conical shape, but then you kind of lose that gradual angle when you get here, when it's perfectly parallel to the stem. Okay, here's some variety. Let me see how it looks with, if it's even possible because of the way these things are made. Oops. Still grabbing on tight, which is good. There we go. And then let's say if I have a really strong connection, which is good. Now it's free. Then you go here. Whoops. Real variety when some of them are missing. Let's say there, there. Okay, well, let me put some of those fins back. Okay. One of the pluses of this set, it's really strong grips, which is good. And this fin. And then we get this. And then let's try Or is that the one I... Oh, here it is. This... Nope. For some reason, I bumped it off from the bottom. Now, what was that order again? Okay. We have these here, which look good. And then if I put a fin there, and then the next one will be the perfectly horizontal next. Thereabouts. Then maybe not 100% compatible. I might have to rotate them. Okay. And then another fin here. Let's see if there's a way to make them fit. I think so. If I trying to find the openings. Okay, that seals that. And then the perfectly horizontal. I might have to add another layer to push it up because it's touching the one on the bottom. There. It is going to make a very vertical pattern. I believe one of these things went over the desk. Let's see. I probably have one of these extra yeah. Okay. Oops. Oh, okay. There. Okay, I like this in particular. It has some movement. Not all of the corners have that. But by having it there, you don't see the squareness of it. Oh, maybe this thing. It's a little bit more stumpy. But because of the fins are lower, and starting around here, it kind of continues the conical shape. Some of the unfortunate things is that these are perfectly on top of each other. I guess if they have the single brick round blues here, that might have helped. But then you would have to account for maybe 2 or 3 on each side, because it also doesn't make sense just to have a single one in there. And then how to attach it. But it's okay. And this could be rearrange the flowers so that you have some variety if you decide to get several of the same kind. But yeah, rearranging them a bit can alter how it looks. Okay. Well, this has been the Ponderous Brick Thinker. Hoped you learned something, or just was curious about how to do a Bluebonnet. But thank you for stopping by. See you next time.